much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Houston Texans. Lachlan Edwards has it on the tee and ready to go. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. First down, it's Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And that is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Watson now going to run the option right. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Operating from the gun, Watson under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Over! Here we go now. Green, 39.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Lucky 56. Over.
On 2nd down, Darnold. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Over.
Here's Darnold now on second down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Richmond.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Target.
Here's Watson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Come back.
Watson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A really nice gain of 25 yards. The Texans with a first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree?
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. In for the score. And the Texans have taken the early lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Jets set to take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
You got to know as a quarterback that's going to be tough to outthink this guy in the defensive backfield. He's been at it 11 years now, so he knows all the ins and outs of the position. And he's in the right spot there to come up with the interception.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. Here's Watson, operating from the gun. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. And they'll go on the ground. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
I mean, or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Come back, come back.
On second down, here's Watson. That's complete. Right around the end. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Texans will extend their lead. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now 14-0. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Herndon's got it complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run out.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. But they face a second and long to start things out. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. He's going to air one out, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Jets are able to make this a close game again. And the lead will shrink to 6. Now the punter, who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're starting to put some space here. The first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. On first down, Watson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. And he comes back with one complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it now out of the gun. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Tiger. 56. Tiger.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And they'll try the ground game here with a running back. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Set. Blue 90.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
Let's go.
Darnold. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Kill. Turn up. Set. Black 22. Black 22.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Third and long. It's Watson. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs. They covered well. Allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Yards that time on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He sets to fire deep. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And he gets it down to the 32. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him, but right now he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a 1st down. Throwing again is Darnold. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet there are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Watson on 1st down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. 1:58 to go in this 1st half of play. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Watson now to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Come back, come back. 54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54.
From the gun, here's Watson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Pulled in at the 24. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance. And to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
And they get that bad taste out of their mouth here. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. They give him a gain of 38.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Play action. It's Darnold going for the deep ball. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Darnold now to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
And Myers able to knock it through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Tiger. Two jet.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Richmond. Come back.
Watson now to throw again. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Watch side. Outside coming.
The Texans on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And certainly not the greatest of kicks there. This one will be down inside their own 40-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. Return here, he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense, 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Here's Darnold. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. And they'll go with the ground attack here. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And he's got Shockey. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Texans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Check 27. Eyes on 27.
Now Watson going up top. This is caught at the 20. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Texans. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. They go play action here on first down. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Stevenson. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no yardage.
Okay.
Richmond. Come back.
Again, it's Watson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
They come up in an offset eye. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete. Samaje Perine, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Back to the air, Darnold on second down. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good pickup there, a 22.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
First down, it's Darnold. Eluding the pressure right. And his pass, incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, Darnold. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Darnold to throw again. And he's got his target. That's more. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger target.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
On second down, Darnold. His throw incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. To throw is Darnold, finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he loses the football a second time. And the Texans scoop it. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And this will be a touchdown. Gonzalez to add the PAT. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one fielded at the 5. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. So out now come the Jets. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, Steve.
On 1st and 10, Darnold got his man complete over the middle. It's Webb, and he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Back now in Houston. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And it's caught by Herndon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.